And welcome back to Dominion Vision. You can see our special guest today is Race Director Chris Stefi. Mr. Stefi,
how you doing?
Welcome to Dominion Vision. Everybody knows you as the race director here at Dominion Raceway. You've done the same job at other tracks throughout the region, but let's go back before that. A lot of people may not know your history behind the wheel of a race car.
Well, I raced go-karts back in the 80s. 1985 Virginia Dirt Karting Association Stock Light state champions. Light. I'm not bragging about winning the championship.
Right.
I'm bragging about being light.
Being light. And then you went from there to...
I promised Mom I'd go off to college for 4 years, and then got out of college, saved up enough credit to go in debt buying a race car in '95. Went straight into late models. Ran 7 years of late models, and till Southside pretty much did away with the true late models.
So you went from there, you said, okay, I'm done with this racing piece, but I still want to be involved in racing, and it came about as race director, but some other roles that you've done is marketing. Share some of the other things you've done other than just the race director seat.
I went and approached the guy at Southside. You know, he was a hockey fan, Gary Fox, and he was a season ticket holder at the Renegades, and it's like, let me drive your pace car. And he said, well, the guy's coming back, I need an outside official in the outside pits. So I went there and told him I knew everybody in the inside. I didn't know anybody on the outside. I'd rather be inside. So after about 6 weeks, he moved me inside and I never went back out. But worked the front stretch, stop and go. The next year came back, drove the pace car. And the next year I flagged and then up in the tower. So.
And if people are around you, if they see you up in the booth, they can tell that you enjoy what you do. What do you like about being around the racetrack, putting on a show? Now, what are the fun parts for you?
Well, that's what we love. I mean, it's what we do, and being able to come to the racetrack every week, so it's what we like to do. I always want to be around it, and never thought I'd be over here on this side, the dark side. No, it's fun just to come and see everybody. I got a lot of great friends here, and
when you look at a night, and you know, you can't control everything down there, you can't control, we've seen some of the stuff that happens on the roof and all, but from what you guys are doing in the control tower, what are the keys to a good night? What at the end of the night makes it a good night? You go, you know what, that was a good night. What are the steps that lead to that good night?
Well, you want good racing, you want good hard racing, you want people coming out and having fun, you want the fans to enjoy the night. The nights that we aren't seen or heard from are the nights you strive for.
Right.
And sometimes that's not always the case, obviously, but we need to step in when we need to step in, I guess.
Well, let's talk about one of those step-in processes. So we had Richard Storm on last week.
Who?
And he said, hey, you know what, you gave me a black flag. I was 8 laps down. They didn't put the hood back on. What difference does it make?
Well, the rules are the rules, and we try to enforce the rules. Again, he was 8 laps down. What difference does it make him being 9 laps down by coming back in and following the rules?
Right.
You know, where do we draw the line? Is it 8 laps? Do we need to change the rules and make it if you're 8 laps or more down, you can run without the hood? Or is it 6 laps? Where is the line drawn there? I mean, it's a violation of the rules. We don't like to have to enforce the rules, but we got to keep it fair for everybody, and I don't care if you work here. I don't care if you're winning all the races or losing all the races. I don't care if I like you or I don't like you. I'm going to try to force it as fair as I can to everybody.
What do you say to that racer who says, you know, oh, you give favoritism to Richard because he works here, or, oh boy, it's quite obviously that Chris likes Bob Smith or whomever? How do you answer that criticism?
If they know me long enough and get to know me at all, they're going to realize that they're going to get a call for them one day, and the next week or the next year or something like that, it's going to be a call against them. I truly, I mean, the one thing that irks me and gets under my skin, you can call me whatever name you want to call me or whatever, but get under my skin by saying I play favoritisms, because I don't. I promise you to the end that I'm going to make the same call against this guy. As soon as I got the job down the road, I had to throw my engine builder and crew chief's motor out,
right?
Like the first season, and I did. I mean, that's the thing to do. It's the fair thing to do. And
when you're going by the rule book, let's say it's the hood issue or something else, one of the tough parts is because you know the guys, you like the guys. You're not always going to make everybody happy.
Every call I make, half of them are happy and half of them are not going to be happy.
But does that weigh on you as a person sitting in the booth? You're like, yeah, you know what? Everybody's kind of ticked off. I didn't really have a good nighttime. And does that weigh on you where you go, this guy's not happy, or this guy's calling me a bad name? Does that bug you?
99% of the time, no. No, it doesn't. I let it roll off the back. I've been on that side. I've been upset at the tower before. So I know that they put 40 hours a week working on the car, spent every friggin' dime that they've had.
Right.
And hours and hours of coming out here and sweating in the heat. And in 2 seconds, something happens and I have to make a call and put them to the rear of the field, or they go through tech, and tech guys don't like what they see, and we have to make a decision there. I get them getting upset. I get them being pissed off. But at the end of the day, if 95% of them will go back and look at it and say, well, I guess we were wrong, and they say they're not coming back next week, and most of them do. Some of them don't.
Yeah.
But,
I think one of the toughest calls on the track, there's always some debate in, you get in tech, and, this part was, part 1, 2, 3/A, not 1, 2, 3. So I get some of that. One of the really toughest one, two cars come together on the racetrack, and now you got to decide do both cars go to the tail end of the field? Does one car, of all the calls a race director makes, not just you, but I've been around them for years, that's one of the toughest ones. And every situation is 100% unique.
And we get them 100% right all the time.
Right.
No, we don't. I'm looking in 1 and 2, and needless to say, the wreck's going to happen in 3 and 4. We've got John Board up here with us this year, who's got another set of eyes, and we'll split the field up. I got the front, you got the back type of deal, to try to get us better coverage. We've got the officials around the track we got to rely on. And, sometimes you might know what happens. If we don't see it, I can't call it.
Right.
And if we do see it, sometimes we don't exactly get it right. People ever have cell phones or whatever, and they'll come back and show us a replay, and the only thing we can do is say sorry. It's not like we're trying to penalize somebody there or not penalize somebody there. So.
2 last questions for you. One, have you and Richard hugged and made up yet?
Not yet. We might spoon tonight. We're getting a hotel room at the beach.
Beautiful. So. That'd be fantastic. Please don't take pictures. Final thing. If there's something, what's the one thing that people don't know about you that if they knew it, they might go, okay, I understand that a little bit better? What do they don't know? We talked about the racing past.
Jeez, I don't know. One thing about me they don't know?
Yeah, that they don't know. You do take a nap before each race, so that means you're wide awake.
I'm wide awake and ready to go. I love the 2 hour break.
Here's the one thing they might know. How many live concerts will you attend this year?
I haven't been to one in probably 5 days, 6 days, 7 days.
So will you go to 30 live concerts this year?
Probably more than that. Probably
50 live concerts this year?
50 at least.
50 at least.
Yeah, probably averages once a week.
That's pretty good.
I might go a 2 or 3 week period, but then I make up for it.
With a big road trip.
Yeah.
Chris, thank you.
All
Appreciate
right.
you being on board. Thank you for watching another Dominion Vision, and we'll see you again next week.
What the hell is that?
So he knows what we're talking about. I give it to him all the time. So I appreciate you being on board. Thank you for